Good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 for Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. Basically, just an additional move up as year-end positioning, year-end uh, cleaning up portfolios, whatever they're doing. The year-end process continues. Today was kind of the Dow, back on the Dow, back on the Russell. And the S&P and the NASDAQ both did have some decent gains, but the Russell was up 36 and the Dow was up 251. So what we saw yesterday, basically with a rotation out, we saw a rotation back in, and then again, a continuation in some of the stocks within the NASDAQ. So let's take a look. I'm going to start here with the S&P. I'm going to start on the hourly chart. And again, my focus remains in this final move up. And so just to kind of open this up a little bit so we can get a little bit larger picture. Go up one more, actually. And here we go. Let's just go from here. We're in the C wave up. And we're in that's going to intermediate C wave consisting of 5 waves of minor degree, of which we have 1, 2, and we're just getting ready to hopefully start to finish up wave 3. So this is why, because of the extension and the degree that the height that we're getting, that I now believe that we're probably going to go into the new year, unless they really can complete all of this, the majority of minor 3 by Friday of this week, and then do a little bit of a pullback after Christmas or before Friday. And then next week, because we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week, to finish this all up. Otherwise, I believe it carries over into the new year. Now, looking at what we haven't completed minor wave 3 yet, and it is glorious. It is extending. The third, right, minute 3, so it's the third of the third, is doing exactly what you would expect within this third wave, that this is the extended wave. And so it's breaking down, and then the 3 broke down. So the 3 of 3 move was great, and now we're just finishing it up with a fairly strong 5th wave up. And right now, we've reached new all-time highs, again, basis the futures market. We got up to 48.21.5 today. And basically closing regular hour, closing above and continuing to hold above those levels as we go into that extra hour. Now, I'm going to take this back down to the hourly chart where we can see all the little bit more detail. And I continue to shift over minute 3 and that minuet wave 5 of minute 3 as it continues to move up, because I'm continuing to look for. So if we go from here, 1, 2, and I believe this is like probably just the end of the third of 5. Or if I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is it possible? Yes. The numbers themselves, so we've gotten above 618. Does it look like we've got 5 waves in? It's a good possibility, but when we break this down and we take a look, that's 1, 2, and 1, 2, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 3, 4, 5 of this 5 of that 3. So again, it doesn't appear that we're really quite done, as I'm trying to count, at least on the hourly chart, all of the moves. So again, and even though we've reached 0.618, most common, again, so what we're measuring out here is this internal little 4. So there's the wave 1 of minuet wave 5. There's the wave 2, and there's wave 4 of minuet wave 5. So we put in what our expectations are for 5 of 5. And 0.618 exceeded today beautifully, closing above it beautifully. But that takes us to the most common which is one equality, 100%. And that's at 48.31. So again, I'm leaving it open that we might still have one more run up, put in a minute fourth wave, which again, I'm going to have to open this back up again. We're going to have to run just straight retracements all the way from down here. And so this one actually is no longer valid. So let me get rid of those. Get rid of the ones that aren't needed anymore, because that was for this fourth wave, which is obviously done. And if we're now going to move to where we're going to do the minute, it would come from here. And let's just take it and base it on today's high. There. So if we're looking just at today's high, normal, a 382, back into this fourth wave, right? If we're looking for a minute, it's going to come back into the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree, which is the minuet. We'd be looking for a pullback into this area. And so when it finally gets done with all of the buyers coming in and they've got it all locked up, then we're likely going to see some of the other side, right? Those that are going to be selling into year end. Profit taking, yet to be seen. So that would produce this move. And so everything is lined up for it to happen, even from this level. We're coming back in to here. So from anywhere here, we're looking at, a fairly decent drop back down. Initially, we gonna get stuck and like down to here. 47.89, 47.90. But eventually we'd be looking for it to drop us down to at least 47.70, let's call it, which puts us into that zone. And then 382, which is most common, just a little bit below that zone. So even if it came down to that low, that's 47.46. So either way, we're about due. Now, here's what I'm going to say, and this is how I'm going to leave this. Additional upside, yeah, we know it's going to happen, but whether it's going to come in the form of minute wave 5 once this fourth wave, if indeed it's going to come right now, is complete, we're getting at a fifth wave. So these upper levels remain very much in the picture, all of them. But we're beginning to see, unless we get a humdinger of a minute fifth wave, which we can, wave 3 obviously being the longest and the strongest, so wave 5 would not be expected to subdivide as much as the third. So we might contain it below 5,000, but we know we have plenty up there if this really gets going. So again, what we have here is for the minuet, wave 5. So we have 618, still not even getting in the picture. And then we have the sub level taking us back up close to these levels. So right now we have 48.31, 48.57, 48.80, 4900. And we're looking for just the completion point of this minuet wave 5 and in turn the minute wave 3. So eventually we start to run out of steam. Eventually we start to run out of that push, and this may come in a lot lower. So I'm looking at this zone to at least complete minute wave 3, get that minute fourth wave in, and then we come back up. Now, depending on how high it gets, we're going to rearrange, because you see these go with this fifth wave that's in progress. Once that's done, those come off. This goes with, again, the fifth wave that's in progress. Once it's done, these come off. So we'll have new upside targets. Up to this one would come off too. Then we just have the next up, which would be, that get left there, the irregular B wave. And so those are for, against that primary A wave. So it would be the primary B wave. So that's what would be left. But once this is done, all of these come off, and we reset them once we get a fourth wave in to what the next minute fifth wave is going to start to look like. Then we'll build again once that fifth wave begins. So the best I'm going to leave this as is that we still have a little bit more upside. This, unless we get something really wild and push, not likely right now. Or even this high, it's kind of looking like it could be a stretch. Although that final push we got today was pretty good. But another $13 and we're just up to 48.32, 4 or 5. So again, even getting to 48.60, 57 to 60 could be quite the push right now. So again, I'm thinking we're going to end up cleaning up minute wave 3 around 48.31, put in a fourth wave, come back up. These will get readjusted. Right now, as long as this wave is still alive, these remain alive. Moving averages, no changes. They're still all looking pretty good for the market to continue to move higher. Over to the NASDAQ, let's take a look. More of a direct push up. So the NASDAQ continues to just really be pretty astounding. Let me just see what the NASDAQ cash has done. Let me go over and just look, because I keep talking about that the cash needs to break to new all-time highs. And let's just go and take a peek and see if it did. This high is 16,000. Well, let me see. 16,764. What did we get to today? And today we got 16,813. Yep. So we're finally, well, we've gotten to new all-time highs in the NASDAQ, in the NDX, and in the, obviously in the futures market as well. So we're there. We've finished that task, got it done this week. So that's good. So that part, we're into the irregular territory. And we're not that far into it yet, but we are pushing into that direction. So again, as far as the future is concerned, that keeps these alive. Now, where are we in terms of all this stuff? Let me come back down. Well, let's just start here. We're in that fifth wave, the fifth wave of the intermediate wave C. So, and that is going to finish up that primary B wave of what will end up being part of a cycle wave 2. And still should be a nice drop down. And I'm looking for that next year at some point. Right now, we're still counting the finishing moves for this rally phase. So this is where it all started. That is minor 4. Here's minor 5. Going to consist of 5 waves of minute degree of 1, 2, 3, and 4 are in. Wave 5, still, doing okay. 1 is obviously the shortest wave. 3 still pretty strong. And we're looking for 5. We're looking for inside, again, minuet wave 3 to kind of finish up here. So we're looking for sub minuet wave 5. And we have that right there at 17,072. We got up to 17,029. So another 50 points. We're getting into this big zone up here, which should complete. Now we got minute wave 5. Those remain active, right? We're finishing up minuet wave 3, we do a minuet 4, and we do a minuet 5, and that'll put in this. So in all honesty, once we get this done, we're going to run additional fibs off of for the minuet wave 5. So right now we're looking for the completion point of this guy, the sub minuet 5. I know there's a lot of breaks here. And then we're likely going to get up to 17,072. Above that, we have this 3.618, which is for the minute fifth. So strength Don't think so much. But what will come in, that's 1.618. Then we have off of this, I bring it back down because, man, this one I'm breaking down all the way. So here we have, again, 618, 17,072, 70 to 72. That is for the subminuet wave 5. And now we have within the subminuet wave 5, we're breaking down, and here's the 1, 2, 3, 4. I put the 4 right there, as small as it was. And that again lines up to finish wave 5 and minuet wave 3 around 17,070. Above that, we have 17,170. If they really get cooking tomorrow, then yeah, we could probably get up there. But I'm looking for, again, end of a third and a fourth wave. Here is our support for that fourth wave once it should begin, right? Sub minuet to fourth wave, a minuet fourth wave. That's where it'll find its support to finish in the fourth wave of one lesser degree, and that's it right here. So wherever we end up, we'd be looking for something to drop us back, and that should be a decent drop. We got, plenty of points to cover on the downside. So there might be something out there that's just going to tip that can, and we're going to leak a bunch of premium. So that's kind of the NASDAQ. Still looking for additional upside to complete the move, get a nice pullback into this zone, and then we rally in the fifth, minuet fifth, to finish the minute fifth, to finish the minor fifth. And we're just going to keep, you can just walk it up the line. Intermediate wave C is what we're in. This is primary A here. So we're in intermediate wave C, and within that, we are in minor wave C. Minor 4 of intermediate C, and then inside of minor 4, we are in minute 5 of minor 5. Excuse me, I shouldn't have said minor 4 of minor 5 of intermediate C of primary B. Still cannot discount this level right here. We still have a minute fifth wave in progress. And once we get down there, we have a minuet fifth wave. And these minuet have just been very strong, right? That's the minuet third. Very strong. We're just looking for that to complete, get a 4, and then to get a 5. That likely is going to bring us up even more. All right. I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to try to get this all done and posted, because there's been this onslaught, I guess, of a lot of videos being put up on YouTube, I guess for Christmas or something. But the upload and the processing time to render it from standard to high def has taken a long time. So I'm going to see if I can't get this done a little bit, get it up for you guys, and be of better quality. So that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow, let me just take a quick look. What do we got coming out on Wednesday? U.S. current account, existing home sales, consumer confidence. Current account at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, at 10 a.m. existing home sales and consumer confidence. Consumer confidence, I mean, if they kind of come in and they're really too high, people might be going, well, typical, but we'll see how they want to deal with it. I think the upside continues. All right, next update will be on Wednesday, December the 20th.